Today we're going to talk about black cocoa powder. I had a few questions after the last video that we did where we mentioned black cocoa and touched on it. We didn't really get into it. Black cocoa powder is a type of cocoa powder that undergoes a significant Dutching process, similar to the process that Dutch processed cocoa powder goes under, alkalizing those cocoa beans after roasting to neutralize the pH. With black cocoa powder, this alkalization process is even more extensive than it is in Dutch processed. Couple things to keep in mind when using black cocoa powder. You don't want to swap this out. This isn't interchangeable with other cocoa powders that are in a recipe without understanding a little bit of the science behind it. What I'm getting at is that because our black cocoa powder is not acidic like a natural cocoa powder would be, this black cocoa powder will not react with baking soda to get the rise that you need in your baked goods. In fact, you will need baking powder, because baking powder, it has that acid already mixed into the baking powder and just needs the water. So when might you want to use this? There's a few fun applications for black cocoa powder. We make something that's an adult version of an Oreo cookie. So we call it a black cocoa cookie. If you've heard of a black velvet cake, you can also use it as a substitution for black food coloring, okay? Keep in mind, this does have a chocolatey flavor to it. So if you do that, then whatever you're coloring will have a chocolatey taste to it. But that's a nice way to get a really dark color to, maybe a chocolate buttercream or maybe a chocolate cake. Anytime you want that flavor profile of, again, I'm going to go back to it, but the Oreo cookie, that's when you're going to want to use the black cocoa powder.